I want to give you a little bit of navigation help specifically with MyMusicLab and really still using Blackboard as your home base and working with the instructions that you find in Blackboard in the different module folders within content. Okay, so I'm going to just show you as a starting off point, as an example here. I am in the Elements of Music module or chapter, which is in week 1. And how did I get there? Well, this is all under the content page, and you're familiar with that by now. And then within the week 1 folder, there was the course basics and getting acquainted, and there was elements of music. So I've simply clicked on elements of music, and sure enough, I have my objectives and my tasks, my instructions here for what all I will need to do with this chapter. So let's say I've read through all of that, and then I'm going to work off of my tasks here, and I need to be sure that I follow the instructions here on this list very, very carefully. And it's, as you can see, this is going to direct me to do my work in MyMusicLab. And so what it's going to tell me after I review the learning objectives is what pages I need to read in the course e-text, which you find in MyMusicLab. So I just simply want to go there, and as a courtesy, I've linked you to MyMusicLab from here and from here, but I'll just go on and go there. And I've already signed in. And I've selected my course text. Listen to this off of the menu. If you see one of those when you happen to log into MyLab, you may have some other MyLab courses in there. And so here I am. As a little courtesy, let me remind you, I hope that you have already synced your time zone here in MyMusicLab. If you haven't already, then go on and get that done. We're on Central Time. So now I have seen, I'm just going to hop back here, what my page numbers are, the name of the chapter that I want to read in that e-text. So I could just simply click read the e-text here. Here it comes up. And so it's the elements of music, and I know the page numbers. It actually, if I want to put in the starting page number up here, I can certainly do that. And I can also look down this side menu here on the left, and I can expand the different folders. This one, elements of music, just has its own, and if I click here, it would bring me here too. So I can page through, I can read all this. And what's nice is this is an interactive e-text. Of course, we're dealing with audio and video in this class with all the wonderful music, and so you'll see icons such as this one when you're within the e-text, and go on and click and listen and take all of that in. That's part of it. It's part of the learning process here. Okay, and so then going back to my instructions, let's say I've read all of that, and then I need to complete these 8 elements of music tutorials in MyMusicLab. How do I find those? This is where I want to help you with the navigation. It's a little tricky. So I want to go to the course calendar in MyMusicLab. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go to course calendar. Just simply, not anything underneath it, but just click the calendar. And it told me the due date that I needed. I need to click on the 1/25 due date. So I'll need to actually page back there. January 25th due date. Okay, and here it is. I'm going to click there. And there you see them appear, the different elements of music tutorials. And if I scroll, I will have all 8, and I can simply click on it. We'll get a pop-up window, and then I can complete that little tutorial here. I need to do all 8 of them according to the instructions. Okay, and it just tells you that. Click on each tutorial name to open and begin. So that would get you through this particular chapter. Now, I want to also just show you something neat with the e-text for future chapters. Let's say that we're already in the next chapter, on chapter 1. Well, we would read the intro with the Middle Ages, and then, let's see, here we go. Let's get to, there we go, Hildegard of Bingen. And so each chapter that we're going to deal with in this text is, it's about the particular composer, but specifically about one of their compositions, one particular piece of music. And so we are going to get very familiar with that particular piece of music, and we will look at that composer's unique treatment of the different elements of music within that piece of music. So that from now on, when you listen to a piece of music in general, and you think, well, this music really appeals to me, I really like it, you'll be able to better understand and explain why you like it. You'll be able to identify what is happening with the different elements of music, the melody, the harmony, the texture, things like that. Anyhow, with each piece of music within the chapter, you're going to be listening to it twice. And so when you go to the chapter, it sets it up for you to do it that way. At the very beginning, you see how you've got this icon for listen to this first. If I click that, it's going to bring up a pop-up where I can not only hear the audio, but it's going to give me this guide of specifically things to listen for with the different elements of music. And then let's say I'm just going to, after I do that, I'm going to read this short chapter, and it's very short. And then let me page through here and just show you. When I come to the end of it, you see I've got another listening guide, and I can click here. It says view the automated listening guide in MyMusicLab. So this is going to direct me to listen to the piece again, but now I'm going to, this will be, because it's a second listening, because I have read through the material, it will be a little bit more detailed listening. So if I click this here, so I can see this listening guide. Now, that's the listen to this first. I'm going to be sure that I click on this one. If you did the listen to this first, it would have brought you to this pop-up as well. But this one is more detailed. You can see if it's just that one. This is just for the first hearing. So that's a really cool thing, and I want you to be sure that you make use of that. Thank you. I hope it's been helpful.